can have this in the shot, yeah?
You can drink whatever you want.
Okay, cool.
DAZN mug as well, DAZN branding. This is perfect. Can I get a DAZN branded mug as well? Anthony Joshua with us, DAZN HQ. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Good to see you, AJ. Good to see you. Looking well, looking healthy.
You too. Thank you, brother.
All I say what I care about, but one of the most important things I care about is when we're going to see AJ back in the ring.
Oh, he won't recover from that. That's a huge uppercut. My goodness me, I thought he was going to go and he didn't. Massive shot from Joshua, and now Klitschko goes. It was that first uppercut that did the damage. Klitschko down for the second time.
Give us a hint. Give us a rough, what are we, October?
Yeah, because I was supposed to be in the ring December 3rd, right?
That's a whole other conversation.
Yeah, so like when you're saying when you're going to see you back in the ring, that was the date, but obviously it's not happening. So, do you know what I do now?
Go on.
I've got a great team.
Yeah.
And I'm someone who loves doing business. I believe in like doing good business and good contracts, etc. But I have a good team and I've got to just leave certain things to them because all the other stuff, right, back and forth and social media, and it's quite time consuming.
Ain't it just annoying? But I see it and it frustrates me.
There's a good and a bad,
okay,
like anything. So on social media, there is a good, and then there's a bad side of it as well. So it's not annoying, but you got to play the game as well.
Yeah.
And, you know, my dance partner, the last geezer I was supposed to fight, he's a good dance partner. He handles the social media side, and I think we do good business behind the scenes, to be fair.
Yeah, I think that dance partner that we're referring to, obviously Tyson Fury, fingers crossed, it could happen.
Mention his name.
Sorry. You can bleep that out if you want.
It will happen, though. It will happen. Come on.
Fingers
same
crossed.
Generation.
I said this as well. I've always said, look, same generation, two Brits. It's a fight that sells at Wembley Stadium 10 times over.
But even aside from that, like, that's the entertainment side. But just as two competitors, right?
Yeah.
Two fighters, he's definitely someone that is a fighting man. And what people fail to realise, like, they say the social media stuff's annoying. But culturally speaking, from Tyson Fury's culture, like, the gypsy culture, like it's like on the phone.
Just seen an interview of Anthony Joshua saying he needs to know a lot more about boxing and he needs help. Well, I'm willing to help. I know a lot about boxing and the sweet science. So whatever you need to know, Anthony, just get it from the Don Perry on, and I'll help you.
You watch the documentaries on Netflix and stuff, you can kind of see it's like.
So he's only doing, to be fair, what he's always seen around him.
What he's always seen around him. So what we see is something like, why is he on social media? I know that's just like, from where I grew up, I've been around that community as well. So I know that that's just how they call out fights and stuff. It's nothing personal. But from my culture, we don't really deal with things like that. We're a bit more low key and just handle our business. So that's where there's a bit of a culture clash. But two fighting guys, aside from tens of thousands of people coming out to an amazing stadium, he's a fighting man and he wants to fight. Regardless of who's watching, he just wants to fight, and so do I.
I love the explanation about how you are so different in the sense that he is sort of social media and he will use that phone and whenever. And you are more reserved. And I think it's important that people get that because there will be some people like, 1 second, Fury's calling out AJ, why is AJ not responding? It's different. Two different. You know what it is?
I feel like what I try and do is market myself with these amazing brands that I've been working with and have the privilege of being an ambassador of, even like DAZN, right? So I've
actually got one of your Hugo Boss jumpers in the car, by the way.
My brother,
yeah. I was going to phone you and ask for a discount. But I left it alone.
No, they're not getting rid of me if I keep giving out a discount code. Everyone's got a discount code.
Where's the discount code?
Everyone's got a discount code, I know. But yeah, so like, I felt like I do enough speaking through a lot of brands I represent. So when it comes to blabbing my mouth off and stuff, I feel like I don't need to because I do enough. Like, we walked the runway the other week, which was amazing opportunity. I'm here with you guys today.
See you at the London
Marathon. I was
Marathon.
at the London Marathon the other day. So I feel like I'm out there, but I'm not out there just disrespecting people in my industry because I need to give credit and respect my industry, right? That's how I deal with things. And bring a kind of a class to the industry because, bro, like, when I'm in these boardroom meetings and stuff, I understand the vision of the future of boxing because I'm with like true visionaries of people that are trying to market boxing and take it to another level. So I feel like I don't need to be out there effing and blinding to get a fight. I'm doing my stuff in a completely different fashion. And if you look at the way I've handled my business, I've never had to kind of call anyone out or disrespect anyone to make a fight happen or make it bigger than what it needs to be. I've always just handled my business in my fashion. And in doing that, I've won all the belts twice except for the WBC and lineal, yeah, so we still got targets and goals to achieve and reach, but so far I feel like my strategy's been working.
So far, so good. Was there ever, look, there's been a lot of talk and you can maybe say yay or nay to this, but there's been some talk about you fighting this year. Was there ever talk about, let's just press the pause button for a few months and maybe come back at the start of 2023?
Yeah, then I'm like, but why would I? Because of the amount of times I fought since last year to this year. And COVID, but they're out of my hands, right? We had the COVID situation where I still managed to get a fight in.
Pulev, behind closed doors,
Behind closed doors, like we had 1,000 people in there. So that was like out of my control. And then we had the situation with the war going on. So dates kept on changing. So I said, look, that's fine. Like the man is going through what he's going through. I respect that. So let him come to the game when he's ready, when he's 100%. And that's where it's led us now to come to the end of the year. And people are saying, listen, even though you haven't been so active, it's been out of your control. So even from a mental point of view, you saw after that, like my last fight, man, like I swear to you, like just tore me apart. I had so much riding on it for me, the British fans, the undisputed fight, and it just really tore me apart. So from a mental capacity, like my close ones are telling me like, you should rest mentally.
Yeah.
Physically, I'm like down to ride. Like I'm a warrior. I like this game. I like competing, but on a mental aspect, I think people have really seen like, yo.
And that's where I was. That's where I was. Obviously, look, I know you from the boxing world, but also as a friend as well. And I was like, you know what? Although you've maybe not been as active as you would like to have been in the last couple of years, every AJ fight's almost like a Super Bowl event.
Bro, even if I'm not fighting, you see my name's getting called out every day. So it's the mental pressure that's been AJ as well. And obviously holding up a reputable reputation as well. These type of things go hand in hand. So it's tough, man. Trying to do this thing and do it properly, as we've seen in like recent weeks, it's not easy. Trying to get from point A to point Z, having a clean slate and do things properly and try and manage yourself. Boxing and boxers, we're like rough and tough. And I'm trying to do it properly, but it comes with a lot of mental pressure.
I almost feel like there should be like a behind the scenes series so fans really know how difficult it is to get from A to Z. When it comes to contracts and negotiations.
But let me ask you a question. The content is good, but ultimately all the fans want to see is me beating Tyson Fury or him beating me up.
They just want to see a fight.
They just want to see a fight. So how interested are they going to be in that?
That's a good point, because years ago, before social media, a fight was just announced and that was it.
That was it. That's
we weren't caring about splits and purses and A-side and B-side.
Yeah.
We've almost become sort of fans of something we don't really care about.
Yeah.
I just want to see AJ. But care about. Well, AJ's walking second, no way. We don't care about this stuff. We just want to see the fights happen. Look, it's not going to be Fury. Can you give us a hint as to who it might be? Have you any possible names? Can you say
Do you know what it is?
names that have been thrown out there? Can I say some names and you say,
What, like if it's them or would I fight them?
Would you fight them?
Oh, yeah, go on.
Okay, Otto Vollin's been spoken about.
Yeah, I'll fight Otto.
Dillian White.
Yeah, I'll fight Dillian.
Okay, that's interesting. Hrgovic.
Yeah, I'll fight Hrgovic.
Okay, those are my three.
Okay.
Yeah, those are my three that I think, for whatever reason, make sense.
Cool.
Yeah?
Yeah, man.
I like it. You know what I see? Making me laugh. I see your management team in the corner over there, and they're like, I think I've got something right there.
Do you know what? I like fighting good opponents. And as much as it is becoming a champion, I always felt like it's important for me to fight the best in my era. Because there was this whole like stigma about cherry picking and, you know, boxing, right? If you want to get to the top, you have to take like calculated risk, but you definitely have to take risks. And I just like taking risks. It's not how popular you are that makes you a good fighter, it's how good of a fighter you are that will make you popular.
Agreed.
So competing with the best and training for the best has always helped me elevate my game. So yeah, would I fight Wallin? And as I said, they may not be the most popular guys on social media, but they're solid fighters, you know.
Solid.
I'm going to sit here and I'm not going to tell you like, nah, they're rubbish and they're that to make myself. No. I'm going to give them the credit they deserve. So I'll never underestimate anyone I step in the ring with. That's how we have to think.
Indeed.
You know, everyone's a solid competitor and that'll make me raise my game.
Will it be weird? Final question on you before we move on. Will it be weird your next fight not being for a world title? Like it feels like every fight has been world title. Yeah. Is it going to be strange going to the ring and there is obviously reputation on the line, but no belt?
I don't know. I ain't
Until
done it for a while. Until it happens. I haven't done it for a while. But, you know, I don't know how to explain it. As much as I'm about the hype of this, I'm so far from it. And in a way, I'll just fight. No problem. So it will be interesting, but I don't know how I feel until I'm there. But the best feeling that will be good for me is winning, because that feeling of losing is not nice, man. I tell you that, it's not nice. Now I understand why my son gets so angry when he loses. He goes mad, right? The tantrum, I throw a tantrum. Now I'm like, all right, then, go smash a plate. You know what I mean? Like, before, I didn't understand it. Until you've gone through it, you never understand it. But the best feeling for me, regardless of the belts or anything, would just be like the feeling of winning again will be amazing. So yeah, personally, not for anyone, not the belts for anyone, just for me internally, that feeling of winning is everything.
And that was some fight.
Let's switch gears. DAZN have now got an X series. It's alongside DAZN and Misfits. It's YouTube boxing on another level, really. The last event at the O2 Arena, headlined by KSI, was ridiculous. 20,000 in there.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
He's unbelievable, isn't he?
Unbelievable,
What do you think of him? Like, it's good that you said that.
10,
unbelievable.
10.
He's incredible.
Look.
Massive fan of yours as well.
Is it?
Massive fan.
I'm a massive fan of his as well. Well done to everything he's doing, and he's working hard. Like I know we look at the final product, like when he goes to fight or his music or the entertainment, but there's a lot of like planning and execution and time and energy that goes into what he's doing. So credit to him, because I like the hustle. Yeah. You know what I mean? So he's someone that's doing music. I'm like, keep on dabbling with this whole like music thing.
I see you rapping the other day in the car.
Because I feel like we've been doing that since we were young.
Yeah.
People look at it now and think, I'm a certain way. Like they may have only tapped in recently, but they forget, before this whole boxing saga, I was Femi from Watford.
Femi from the blocks.
Not really from the blocks. I didn't grow up in the blocks, bro. But I was like climbing trees, riding bike. I just fun. I was outside a lot and stuff like that. So we was all rapping anyway. 100%. You know what I mean? So what people see today is what I've always been like anyway. So KSI is really doing some of the things I'd love to do. So I really admire his work rate and what he's achieving.
What would you make of YouTube boxing? I feel like it's now starting to get a bit more credit as opposed to before. People used to kind of dig at it a bit.
Yeah. It's like, if he would have come in and maybe just been a spectator and a commentator and tried to give like harsh opinions, it's hard to respect, but it's respectable once you're doing it. When someone's walked the path and they can talk the talk and walk the walk, you have to let them flourish in their chosen craft.
Agreed.
And I'm not saying that he's the next Floyd Mayweather. That's hard to become for any of us. Floyd Mayweather is a great, but let's give the man a chance to be great. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So whether it's music, acting, boxing, football, he's doing it all and he's trying to find his greatness. So I'm supporting him on that quest.
100%. It was so crazy at that KSI event. Sort of, the doors opened at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
20,000 were in at 6 o'clock.
Mate, I went to a YouTube boxing event. Yeah. It was buzzing.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's a different kind of energy. Yeah. Very different. And I think that's what DAZN have done now. We've separated the two. Yeah. So you got the Misfits boxing, because everyone was complaining.
Why do they call it Misfits?
Because they're Misfits people. You see these people.
What does it mean of Misfits?
Like people from all over. From whatever kind of sort of venture you're doing.
They're not hardcore.
No.
It's not hardcore.
No, and I think it's important, like you don't have...
So I want boxers. Quick, go on. You carry on. You carry on.
Remember there was an event that he did before, which I think had Billy Joe Saunders on it, and Demetrius Andrade, and then some YouTubers. And I think everyone got so angry, because you got 2 world champions and then YouTubers. Okay, but then... Now they've said, you know what, let's separate the two.
Oh, that's good. But I want hardcore boxers to also have the mindset that they need to be visionaries. Don't just stick to the traditional way of like boxing and, I'm just going to get to the championship and then my promoter's going to market me. You have to be self-sufficient. Find ways to market yourself. Be outside the box. Look at what KSI is doing from a marketing point of view. Not boxing.
All of them.
Yeah, I'm not telling you follow them boxing. There's like top elite boxers where you can study from. But in terms of marketing, you can't beat these guys. These are the top tier marketers out there. So yeah, if I'm up and coming, that's who I'm following on a marketing perspective, because the marketing has got them in a position where they're leaps and bounds ahead of some of fighters that have been going on for 5-10 years.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I guess that's where there's probably a little bit of jealousy from sort of real boxers.
Jealousy?
There's a little bit, I guess, where some of the real boxers look at sort of the money some of these YouTubers are getting and thinking how, but you've
got to hustle harder.
Got to hustle harder.
Ruiz mixes it up. Good uppercut! It's a huge uppercut. My goodness me, I thought he was going to go and he didn't.
That was fast from Joshua. 6!
Indeed, you got to hustle harder. Katie Taylor's back soon.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Amazing. Yeah, superstar. I was at her fight at MSG against Amanda Serrano.
Really good. Buzzing.
Bro, insane. Because Amanda Serrano's obviously Puerto Rican. Yeah. And I remember telling Ak, Ak and Barack. Yeah. Ak's Puerto Rican. And he was like, the Puerto Ricans are going to drown out the Irish.
And you were like, trust me. Yeah.
I think you don't know what you're talking about. The Irish came in, obviously late because it was in the pubs. They came in, the noise they made, and that event, not just one of the best female fights I've been to, one of the best fights I've been to. I mean, your fight against Usyk at Tottenham was just insane. That was as loud.
Is it?
Honestly,
it was
smaller. Man. So, you know what I mean? All that noise.
So I think Katie Taylor, right? I'm not too sure if it was a Katie Taylor fight. I watched, or I heard the energy that her crowd and support system create when she fought Tasha Jonas in the 2012 Olympics. I think it was one of like the highest reading decibels of like.
Really?
Yeah. They go wild. So shout out to the Irish fans as well because they bring a lot of entertainment.
They do. Obviously, she's got a fight coming up in a couple of weeks. If she gets past that, who do you want to see Katie fight next?
We spoke about this. So for me personally, I would love to see her fight a rematch with Tasha Jonas. She's an amazing talent, Tasha. They had a great fight as well. It was in Eddie's Garden.
That's the shame.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the shame.
You see what I'm saying?
It didn't have that noise.
Exactly. So like to have it now in front of thousands of people, like that first fight I was there and I thought that was a real good dust up. Like Tasha, Southpaw
you were
as well.
there, weren't you?
Yeah, I watched it. Really good fight. Tasha caught her with some good shots as well. She came back. Anyway, I'm not a commentator. I'm not. She came back. Rolled the shot. Came forward. There was I'm not even going to get into that. But I was really invested in the fight, and they fought in the amateurs as well. Yeah. So even though they fought already, I think for the UK, I think that'd be a massive fight. Yeah, massive fight indeed. So many great female fights out there, but Katie Taylor for me, numero uno. Clarissa Shields there as well. Got to give her respect. The Quote indeed. Versus Savannah Marshall. Bro. Yeah. That's something special. Yeah, that's something special as well. But that's on another broadcast. We're not talking about that. AJ, my man, as always. Appreciate it. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you very much.